Hey YouTube, so thought I'd compile a list of the top 5 machines that I would never buy, 100% based off of what we pick up in the shop, what issues they have, what the common issues they have. I'm gonna give you some reasons why I wouldn't buy it as well. If, by all means, if you got one of these machines, get on it and ride it, who cares? You know, at the end of the day, is just have a good time, who cares? Or put it to work. If you're out shopping for a machine, you're looking for your next machine, this is for you. All right, so number 5 on that list, the Honda Rancher 350. You might be asking yourself, man, you like Hondas. You're all about the Hondas. Why are you hating on the Rancher 350? Once it starts smoking, that's it. It'll always smoke. That's something to do with those machines. From what I've heard, people that are able to get it to quit smoking actually have to replace the crankshaft, and to have to do a complete engine rebuild to quit smoking, that's just unreal. Bonus points if it's an ES. I'm not a fan of the electric shift. That's a good way to leave yourself stranded. I don't think that the ES was a good system. They still use it. ES is the one where you press the buttons. I don't think we have any ES machines in here. If you're looking for Honda reliability, it's got to be foot shift, period. All right, number 4 on the list, another Honda. Go figure. I'm a Honda fan, but these were their major flaws. And those are the machines with the Honda-matics. The Rancher 400, the Rincon 650, and the Foreman 500 with the Honda-matic. That was the automatic version of the Honda. Just shift it and go. No foot shift, no electric shift, shift and go. The reason that's not a good option if you're buying something under $2,000, when that fails, you're looking at very, very expensive repair versus, you know, other typical Hondas like this one. Something like that, that's cheap. I mean, to redo a top end on that, if you're doing it yourself, even if you have to send the cylinder out to be redone, you're probably looking at $200, $250, even with inflation. And keep in mind, some of these prices under $2,000, I am accounting for those being with the inflation. Before the inflation, this would have been under $1,000 video. All right, number 3 on that list is a quad that I very much despise. I hate buying them, I hate loading them. Hell, they don't even bring enough at auction to be worth taking up there. The Suzuki Quad Runners, and I'm talking about the early ones, the 250s and 300s. They were very rear end heavy. They are the motor, rear end, axle, all in one unit. That was it. And they're so hard to mess with. The frames weren't built very well, so the top channel would actually break on them. You can find these machines as an Arctic Cat as well. The Arctic Cat 250, 300s, they all kind of look the same. When you look at them, you can't see the motor in them. That's not a very good quad. All right, so number 2 on that list for machines that I would not buy is the Polaris Sawtooth and the Phoenix 200. Now, both of those machines are pretty much Chinese machines. You saw one come through here a few weeks ago for parts. They weren't well built. They were built like a typical Chinese machine. You got gear issues, rear end issues, and then if you need a replacement part, you either pay a lot for the Polaris replacement, or you can get a regular Chinese knockoff part, which isn't any better. So some of those, they're very hard to find parts for. I don't know if Polaris still supports them. I'm pretty sure they're phasing that out. We'll add that number 2 on the list. Don't buy the Sawtooth and the Phoenix 200. All right, it's that moment you've been waiting for. What's the number one ATV that you would never buy? Arctic Cat. Any of them. They're just junk. Arctic Cats were all very, very poorly built. Now, don't get me wrong, this is under $2,000. I don't know if the Textrons are the same way. The older Arctic Cats had frame issues because they were built poorly, and then the engines that were in them were like the 650 V2 is the brute force 650 engine, and the 400, I can't remember what the 400s were. The 500s were the Suzuki Vincent 500 engine. The DBX 400 wasn't a bad quad, they just didn't have as good a suspension. And the DBX 400 it's essentially a KFX 400 or Suzuki LTZ 400. They're all three the same machine. Those are all race quad, and it's hard to find the plastics for the Arctic Cats. The Arctic Cats they're so hard to get the parts for. They're just so poorly built, And I don't know if Textron's the same way. The newer model ones, I just don't buy Arctic Cat. I avoid buying them for part outs. If I get it on a deal, sure. Will I go way out of my way to go get one? Not a chance. All right, so thanks for watching the ATV Hustle, and if you disagree with me on any of these machines that are on that list, let me know why in the comments down below. I bought a lot of machines, and those are on the list, and there's a lot of stuff that could have made the list, should have made the list, but those are my top 5 that I wouldn't buy. I would never own one for myself. They're just dumb. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.